And welcome guys to another little video. Now this video will be on the topic of the second part of our interaction system. If you missed the first part, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to have to go back and watch it because it's going to be finishing how we can use this to do doors and other stuff. Okay, like interacting with crates and stuff. This one's not one. So, without further ado, let's get into code. I'll probably come up with some more optimizations probably later on. Just don't know what I could do to get a little bit more frames at the moment. But it's probably something stupid, like I have something running in the background. But anyway, let's go over and look at some code to get this stuff going. Now this code will be over the slot player system, which deals with interacting with the world, like boxes and stuff like that. You know, you can perform several operations with this, like adding an item to your inventory or picking up items like ammo and picking up guns even. You know, it basically does all the work for the interaction itself with the world. And you know, if you had an inventory script, you know, you could easily have it send over the information to the inventory without clogging up your inventory, you know, collections and all that. Now, remember, it does use the layers, so you have to make sure that your layer script is set up and your layers is set to the right things. Okay? Because that's how the spearcast works to interact with them in a certain way. You just can't do a bunch of if statements and everything else because you'll be losing performance that way. If else, if else, if else. You know, it costs CPU cycles besides using one switch statement which it goes through and goes, hey, it's a small switch, boom, there you go. And tagging sucks, so we use layers to do certain things. Basically use it as a huge filter. So let's get into some code here. Now, this is our manager class. We don't need that. Okay. We don't need the basic trigger. Well, we might. So here's the player, the slot player system. We have an action key, a take action, okay, which I don't think we're actually even using it. And then we have a start. This start sets up our player value on the menu so that we can call stuff from the menu, you know. And then the menu system gives us this, which is a regular game object, okay. Now we have a small if statement. If it's null or object does not equal this object that we were passed, then we set up stuff. We set up our variables, which object equals go, act does not equal null, then we stop. We call a stop function. Could be for anything. Maybe you want it to stop a UI from highlighting, or you know, go from one object to the next, and you don't want, like, let's say you have a pop-up, okay, a pop-up thing for an item or maybe a car where you can go, hey, this is a Porsche worth $7,000 on your game, or you know, whatever, or do you have the key card for this, right? Maybe you're using it for a locked door or unlock, or do you want to pick it okay? But if you turn, away from your door, you need some way of turning that crap back off, right? Because it should just lay in memory like it's there, not like active all the time, because that's just a waste of performance. And you don't want to put an update on a door. I mean, it's useless, right? You shouldn't be having an update on a door. I mean, in a level, you're going to have probably, 11, 12 doors. If every single one of them have a tick on update, then you're just wasting performance, right? Because they're constantly going to be checking stuff and clogging up your game. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. This act system right here, okay, let's take a look at this script. Okay, it's very simple, very easy. Okay, we have a virtual start that we can override, an on start we can override, an on stop we can override, and then we got an on update. Okay, then a pass. Remember, we're using this to pass the game object. The script that we write for the door or for the other stuff, that takes care of everything. The on update method is so that we can have an update. Maybe we need an update on the door that we're interacting with. Okay, like maybe it's some type of animation thing where we got to do animation.play every, who knows, X second. Or maybe you're repairing a door. So every time you repair a door, you have to update the UI, the screen, all that stuff. So you need an update. And this is empty by default anyway. So an empty update, it calls it, but it never does anything, right? That's where our basic trigger happens. We only got this right here. We don't have anything else going on. And this gets set by a button anyway. So, and we inherit from that script. So we get its basic functionalities, but we use scripts like this to write what we need it to do. Like each item can have a different behavior, but we still need to know, hey, am I picking this up? Because you'll have guns that go into an inventory system. Then you'll have bullets that go into its own managing system, probably. And then you'll have items like armor, which go into its own little system as well. You got 3 different systems. Okay, so you need something very generic to say, hey, pick me up. And it's kind of dumb to have every single one of those 3 systems have an update. That's just crazy, right? Because then you'll have an update for your player, your guns, and then stuff that's running around and NPCs. So you need to go with something that's a little bit modular, pretty good, to stay away from all those updates so you can get better performance out of your game. Because every single update, that's just bad. So this interaction will let us do stuff like start, stop, update, pass in an item. Our UI passes this game object in here. Each fixed update that it hits a item at a range. So it'll pass this, the UI will pass this a game object, doesn't care what the game object is. But this script uses our active act script that we inherit from and we tell it a few things like start, stop, okay? And then down here, we have angle just, for debugging purposes and stuff. We don't really need this. And if the object equals null, or act equals null, then we return. If either one of these are null, it will automatically return and not do anything else. Okay? So in here, we're checking the distance. Simple stuff, right? Then we're checking the angle here. All right. Very basic stuff. And then we do a simple check. If the distance is less than, take actions, which is the variable we have. So the range, if you want them to be able to interact with something like a car, like really close, but like a tank is like really far away if you want, this is where you would do it. Okay? It's detection range. Okay? So if it meets those conditions and our angle is less than 30, then it will pass this act, which is our variable up here that we filled in, this active act. So it's the stuff that we're interacting with. And we pass it to game object. That's all we have to do. Now, this game debugger, burger.log, this is a custom script for logging stuff. I will be showing this in another video, or maybe I already have it up. I don't know. I think I do. But anyway, but this all does not happen unless we get the key down. Okay, so input.getKeyDown, then all this stuff happens. So yes, this is another update, but it's really, really fast. Super fast. It does one thing and one thing only. It never hits this key code if this is null in any case. It automatically returns. You'll do maybe a couple evaluations and then boom, there you go, done. And they're not heavy operations either. Okay? It's just checking for nulls. And this is doing object comparing pretty much. Now you're probably like, why you got two different ones? Okay? Well, I have to know up here when this gets set, we do the nulls and the comparison of a game object if we have one. But if we do have an act script up here filled in, well, we need it to basically stop, right? So we need to do something about that, right? And the only thing that we can do about that for stop is the call stop. Do a comparison. If it's not null, then have it do this. So if it's null, it'll go down here and do the get component. And then this will do a start function. Hey, I'm interacting with you, light up the UI and do all that good stuff, like, turn on the computer, maybe play some animation, whatever you got programmed into the start when you're inheriting from active object. Okay, maybe you've got a debug message. And it's real simple too. All you got to do is, write you up a script and everything, and then go public override on start, and hey, guess what? gamever.log. This started its stuff. And I'll go over here and go plus this dot transform dot game object dot name. Okay, and this will print out a log into a file for me so that I can view it. Even if Unity crashes, it'll still give me a log and go, hey, this messed up, whatever I put in here, it tells me. So it's really quite great to have something simple like that running around. And like I said, it's probably on another video, but there's an on start method. Okay, this angle stuff, you know, that's pretty simple stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it now. Okay, so this is probably another video that I've got, but if you don't know anything about the context menu, you can have it do a function in here. This is for the editor. It must be public, okay? Pretty sure it has to be a public function like this, okay? So let's go back into Unity. Boom, boom. All right. What script was that anyway? Player stuff. Okay. So let's go up to our player here. All right. And slot player system. See this little cogwheel here? If you right click on here, it says do something. That's the exact thing that we just put in, seen in that script. It says do something. And if I do this, it will say perform operation. You know, we can give it a log or whatever. I mean, it's not that like fancy of a deal, but it's really quite easy because in one of the videos that I'm going to show you guys is I extensively used it to set hip position, set hip rotation, set aim, the aim stuff. You know how we used to sit there and fiddle with the stuff and everything else? I don't have to do that no more. All I gotta do is go right here and bring over my menu and go, hey, guess what? I don't like this position. It sucks. Maybe I want it to be over here. Maybe that's my resting position, like when I'm walking the dog or whatever. So I go up here, just move it over, and set hip position. Boom. Done. Now this is the new hip position. So if we go into the game, okay, and we start, that's the new hip position. See? New hip position. Whee! You know, obviously it's the wrong position, but hey, guess what? It's a function. It was really simple to do, and it took us like what, 3 seconds to do it? Yeah, those are the things that make it really nice for us. Hip rest position. Well, I guess that sucks. So let's take our transform and go 0, 0, 0, because that's probably where it was, right? Looks good there, and we just go up to our cogwheel here, and we go set hip position. Boom. And our hip rest position, you know, when we're just sitting there chilling, is now set. Now you're probably like, well, you could just fill those in, but if I do that, then I gotta go up here, get this, copy it, then copy it, then copy it. That sucks. It sucks. So, what did we learn today? We learned how to interact with doors, chairs, windows, anything that we want. We just got to write some simple code to do some simple logic. Like we can even have it where we rip off a door if we really wanted to, because it's so modular that it's really easy. Okay? And like I said, here's some of my boxes. I got a basic trigger right here, no bull. And that's what I'm using to break the box. I just go up there, type the little E. If it's within the range and the angle, you know, I'm facing it, then it pops the box open. Which, you know, I mean, it's not like super great to be able to do that. But I'm just trying to illustrate and demonstrate that it's possible. You know, obviously you're not going to break open a box. You're probably going to use it for placing turns, fixing stuff, things like that. But it's not that difficult to write a script, a single script that will work for what purposes you need. And like I said, the easy way to get rid of the update is to pass it in. This act.onUpdate, just like an update, happens every single frame and all that good stuff. We just make sure that it happens after you do your checks. That way you make sure you have a variable to update. Okay? And we may want to put like some distance checking or something like that in, which isn't hard to do, which would probably be a good thing to do now. Wait, if we use it for that, see, I want to, I'll think about it, but, because I don't want to make another variable just to check something. Again, okay, like, go here, do this, okay, instead of this, we have to do act dot transform dot position, okay, and equals act distance. If act distance let's say is greater than take action, or no, it's going to be less than or equal to, and there we go. Now you're probably thinking, why did do it like that? Well, this is already doing the act, you know, stuff, okay? If act is null, then it's going to return anyway. So we only got this one check or inputs. This stuff never happens unless there is actually a key press. Okay. Now, this distance check will happen every single frame, which is fine. The distance, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's every frame, but it's only like one. And it still has to have it in order to do it anyway. So, yeah, we'll have that. And then if it's greater than take action, which is our little range finder thingy here, then this, if it's greater, it won't happen. We won't be updating the script. Okay. We're not checking the angle or nothing like that, but we're just checking the distance, which will probably be really small anyway, right? Now, we could always null it out and then make it do something again, but nulling something out and then it does the evaluation again. You know, there's several reasons why you probably want to keep the variable that you got. There might be some performance, optimizations to check for null compared to checking an object, because it has to go through memory and like compare the two. Like vector 3s, it's got to go through and it's got to compare both vectors together or some crazy stuff like that. Where nulls, hey, if there's something not there, probably pretty quick. So there you go. And the distance thing, we're already calculated. We're just comparing two float values, which is pretty performant. So that's pretty much it on that system. Now later on, we'll be adding items, pickups, and all kinds of stuff like that to it. But we have to go through collections and figure out what we want for the game anyway. So it's not something that I picture that we will be fiddling with if we don't have to. It's like anything else. You can fiddle with it as much as you want, but you got to be able to do something anyway. And it could be cheaper to have us siphon off this a tick instead of using an update. Call this like player update and then call it up here, because this will run every single time we have an item anyway in our grass. So that could be a possibility. We just have to see how it goes, because everyone has a use for it. Some games, you may want, I want to say, you may want some ease when it comes to angles and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that should help you guys a whole lot. I hope you liked the videos. Sorry that it's 2 videos and some of it done a whole lot of talking. Couldn't be helped. And I don't want to have like an hour-long video for some scripts that are pretty simple, but are just difficult to explain to you guys. But thanks for watching. Like, hit subscribe, and this is Wardon over and out. And thank you guys for watching. And I hope you like the videos coming out this coming week and next week, because I put a lot of work into them, thinking about them and things. There should be some really nice ones come out pretty soon that you guys, I think, will like. So thank you and peace out. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss stuff.